Hey everybody, it's another exciting and crazy edition of OSTN News. I am Jim Tews.
And I'm Deanna Arbovic. We got some great stories from you from universities across the U.S. and even across the pond.
Our first story, you've heard about it, you might have even tried it. It's turnitin.com, but what's the deal?
The site is gaining popularity with professors, but many are questioning if it's as effective in catching students plagiarizing as its creators claim.
Rutgers University's Amanda Beelan spoke with professors there on the subject.
Turnitin.com is a website that is designed to catch plagiarism based on a huge reserve of online articles and submissions from educators across the country. Teachers submit student papers to the site, where they are checked against the site's resources for both exact quotes and paraphrasing. However, many professors are indifferent toward the site. Rutgers University professor Susan Keith does not use the site for various reasons, including the amount of time the site demands and how plagiarism can be easily spotted.
But to me, a lot of plagiarism seems really obvious. So you'll have a paper that goes along and it's written in, maybe not the most perfect English or the most graceful English, and then you hit a paragraph or a sentence that's beautiful and erudite and elegant, and all the commas are in the right places. And when you see that, it's often very obvious.
The writing program at Rutgers University has also rejected the site, believing that the website assumes dishonesty in students. Rutgers English Department Chair Richard Miller believes teaching students how not to cheat is more important than catching them when they do.
It's a choice students have to make, and it's a choice adults make. And we're interested in helping students make the right choices, not convicting them for making the wrong choices.
Although some professors may be against using Turnitin.com convention, Rutgers University biology professor Terry McGuire is finding ways to teach students how to recognize when they plagiarize in their paper by using the site.
Turnitin.com has a way that you can submit a rough draft and get back a report that the students can see and whether they plagiarized or not. So the way I use Turnitin.com is as a learning tool.
Professors aren't the only ones speaking out against Turnitin.com. Because the site makes all submitted work available online, students at McLean High School in Virginia believes it violates student rights and have created a counter site called Don'tTurnItin.com. As the debate about Turnitin.com continues, a perfect solution seems unlikely. From Rutgers University, I am Amanda Beelan for OSTN News.
70 hours a week, that's more time than most people work or sleep, and yet a handful of online socialites easily spend that much time on Facebook. Experts say this is an unhealthy habit, but University of Georgia's Trishna Begum found that taking away access to Facebook for a day or two has consequences of its own.
Chances are someone around you is logging onto Facebook or talking on their cell phone right now. Students are constantly calling people to make and confirm plans.
I don't know when I'm going to get out every day, so if I want to make dinner plans, how am I going to get in touch with the person and say, okay, yeah, I can come, or no, I'm still stuck in lab?
When a person loses their cell or access to their computer, that connection to the outside world cuts off. That's what happened to Jenny Taylor. She thought she dropped her cell in a creek, leaving her phoneless for an entire week.
I was so stressed, because I was supposed to be getting in touch with people. They had no clue where I was. I just didn't show up. Call the phone, this number's been disconnected temporarily.
Elizabeth Kruzmark researches social exclusion. That's the study of people who are left out of group interaction. She says it's natural to feel anxiety and other symptoms of withdrawal when cell phones go missing, because we're social creatures that crave communication.
It means, it's equated to relationships. It's equated to connection and social interaction. And so when somebody loses that, they lose a part of their connectedness to the world.
Losing a cell phone is scary, but when a computer stops working, that's another hassle. University of Georgia student Jake Clark's computer crashed, so he has to use his friend's computer just to finish his schoolwork. But Clark says it's not all bad news.
It's probably for the better, actually. If it's the case that it's keeping me from getting on Facebook and MySpace, then that's a healthy inconvenience.
Clark says he likes having something standing between him and logging onto Facebook because it's such an addictive website. Though now a daily habit for some, visiting social networking sites is a relatively new phenomenon, and experts say there is still a lot of research to be done in the field.
Whether taking it away would necessarily have a negative effect, I don't know that it would, as long as interpersonal interactions continue. I think the most important thing is that people continue to talk to each other and get along.
So for now, keep those coffee dates with friends and family. From the University of Georgia, this is Trishna Begum for OSTN News.
Facebook continues to introduce new social networking features on the site, including a built-in chat service allowing site users to instant message one another. Facebook currently has more than 70 million active users.
Buying contraception on campus is not as easy as it used to be. For years, college women could purchase their birth control cheaply at their school's health center. That all changed 3 years ago, and now some women are speaking up. Northwestern University's Amy Wolf has the story.
20-year-old Allison Horoff is like many college women across the country. She used to pay $20 a month for birth control at her school's health center. Now, it costs Horoff $50 each month.
So I was just absolutely flabbergasted and I could hardly believe that this was happening.
A 2005 law called the Deficit Reduction Act made it impossible for schools to provide the medicine at deep discounts. Horoff and women from other colleges are asking Congress for change, and they've got powerful support.
It's common sense. It wouldn't cost the government anything to fix this problem. And so the important thing now is just making sure that it's high enough up on the radar of members of Congress so that we actually get something done.
The issue is on the radar screen. Senator Barack Obama and Representative Joseph Crowley introduced legislation on the issue last year. It would allow colleges to once again provide discounted birth control to students.
I think if one is looking to stem the tide or rise in abortion, one way to do that is to give women, particularly women, but all people, access to affordable contraception.
The bill has widespread support from students and women's rights groups across the country. Even the group National Right to Life has not taken a stance. But one conservative group says birth control outside of marriage promotes promiscuity.
Many of the problems that face college-age girls today are related to their sexual activity. And birth control certainly is going to encourage that.
But the bill's proponents say that couldn't be further from the truth.
We encourage women, when they are sexually active, if they're not ready to be a parent yet, to use birth control responsibly.
Horoff has other concerns. She says she doesn't want to put financial stress on her family.
It's something that I'm capable of handling on my own, and I wish I still had the capabilities of doing well in school without having to further burden my family.
Horoff may not have to wait much longer. Crowley says he expects the legislation to be passed this year. From Northwestern University in Washington, this is Amy Wolf for OSTN News.
Coming up after the break, why you might want to think twice before picking up that bottled water.
Plus, your campus countdown. Stick with us.